Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the West Coast Songwriters monthly songwriting competition brought to you from the Midpen studios here in Palo Alto. We're very happy to be here. Give it up for our live studio audience.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Good evening. We ready for listening some beautiful music tonight or not?
Yeah.
Me too.
We're very happy to be hosting the show. My name's Tiffany Joy,
I am Maqui.
and together we're a musical duet called Indie
Duo.
We play Latin music. We're singer-songwriters, have been for a very long time. And this association, the West Coast Songwriters, is particularly very special to my heart because it was the first place I ever played music when I was very young, growing up in the Bay Area. I would go to all the songwriting competitions, and I was a faithful member, and I would play the open mics and you know, do my duty. And it really gave me the courage to continue with my songwriting, and eventually I moved to Latin America. And
Thank you to this songwriting. Thank you very much. I wouldn't be here.
that's an excellent point.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So I moved there and brought my music down south. I had started writing when I was really young in Spanish. Lord knows why. I'm a wannabe Latina, they call me. And so I went there to continue doing my songwriting down there, and I wound up meeting Maqui, who's from Colombia, but we met in Buenos Aires. And we formed this musical group, and we started songwriting together. So,
She fell in love with me, and then we did the.
yes,
she
in
always
that
missed
order.
that part.
Actually, it all happened the same night. So really, you know, there were songs and
Told you.
love and yeah. And so, you know, that's pretty much our story. We've both been longtime songwriters, and I think spaces like this are very beautiful, very special, and we feel thrilled to be back here. We've only been in the Bay Area now for about a year and trying to get back involved with this fantastic organization. We've got some great contestants or songwriters for you here tonight that are going to be sharing their songs and their talents, and we feel very, very happy to be here.
Yes, that's right. Why don't we go and introduce
Present our
our
judges?
judges? Yes.
We have two very special judges tonight, Linda Yelnick, yes, I said it correct, and Yari Melchor. Give it up for our judges, please.
How you doing, guys?
Good.
Well,
All good. You look
Yeah.
great, actually. You guys.
she looks great. She's making up. She's making
Oh,
up.
I
both.
don't know about that. Whose smile is bigger? I think you win.
So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves and your expertise and your experience with songwriting, and just so we can get to know you better.
Go ahead, ladies first.
Ladies first. I like that.
I have never written a song, although I play guitar, and I'm a classically trained pianist. And I currently manage Purple Fox and the Heebie-Jeebies, a band for kids. Founder and the leader of the band is Josh Friedman, and he and I managed this chapter for about 5 years, co-managed. And I've been a member of West Coast Songwriters for about 17 or 18 years. And I was a former member of the Board of Governors for the Recording Academy, the Grammys, and Josh's album, the new album, if I may plug.
You may.
Thank you. The Something of Love is being considered for a Grammy nomination under children's music. So I'm here as a judge tonight, even though I co-manage with Pete. And thank you for starting us off for another year.
Thank you. Give it up for
Linda,
Linda,
that
everyone.
sounds
That's wonderful. And congratulations on the Grammy.
I have a question, Linda. What ages are the kids in the project, in the orchestra?
Well, it's a band for kids. They are young adults, and
Okay.
it's ages 3 to 8 roughly. But grown-up, we say grown-up movers and shakers love the band
it.
too.
Love it. Thank you
thank
very
you.
much. That was awesome. That sounds very
thank you.
cool. Thank you. What about you, my friend Yari?
Born and raised here in the Bay Area, singer-songwriter for as long as I can remember. I'm a business owner. I own the Yari Melchor Vocal Studio, and I work with a lot of independent artists that roll through. Also work with some music theater performers as well, some on Broadway, some off-Broadway, some local. I'm a music artist myself, and you can find more of my music at yarimusic.com. I grew up listening to Stevie Wonder and Donny Hathaway, so soul music
Love Stevie.
is very much in my DNA. And in terms of what gets me when I listen to a song, I mean, it's the melody that first captures me. And if it makes me want to sing, I mean, I'm definitely going to listen more to the lyric. So, but that's what I listen for.
Fantastic. Give it up for our judges, please.
Very awesome judges.
Well, and I'll just say before we move on, that actually, just letting you in on a little secret. Yari and I have been friends for, I don't know how many years has it been now, Yari?
At least 2.
At least 2, but probably more like 20.
Yeah, more like
And
20.
we used to songwrite together when we grew up in the Bay Area together. And we used to go to these competitions together. And our first shows we played together. And it's been a very long-standing, beautiful musical friendship. So I'm very happy to see you tonight. So
great
I
to
guess,
see
are
you.
we ready to kick it off with our first contestant?
I
Okay,
think so.
I'm going to try to pronounce this name correctly. Moshe Vilozny. No? Vilozny. Did I say it right?
You got it.
Okay.
Moshe Vilozny.
She was practicing. She was
Vilozny. I was
nervous.
practicing.
She was nervous, Moshe.
We're very happy to see you here tonight and really looking forward to hearing your song. So tell us a little bit about it, and it's all yours. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. My name is Moshe. I'm from Santa Cruz, born in Portland, raised in Santa Cruz, California, and I'm going to play you my newest song. It's called Good Cry. Wrote it a few months ago, and here we go. Just making sure the guitar's all set for you guys. And the monitors. Telling me you're sorry, those aren't the words I need to hear. I want you to hold me and hum a lullaby in my ear. Want you to hold me just like a baby. Look up at you wide-eyed. I need a good cry. It's been too long. My eyes are so dry. It's time to find out if there's a teardrop left inside. Sitting with that bottle till the whistle dropped 2 notes. But I couldn't stop that fire that was burning in my throat. Now I'm telling you I'm sorry, but those aren't the words you need to hear. Want me to hold you and hum a lullaby in your ear. So come let me hold you just like a baby. Look up at me wide-eyed. Gonna have a good cry. Yeah, your body's aching. Won't you just let go and a release all of those feelings deep inside. Telling you I'm sorry, it's not with words, my dear. It's with the way I hold you, with the way I hold you here.
very good,
Wow.
man. Moshe, come on, please.
That
join
was
us.
beautiful. Can we get another round of applause for Moshe, please? Come join us.
Oh, man,
That was really
very
lovely.
awesome. Thank you very much.
Well, tell us a little bit about what that song means for you and what was the inspiration. Here, I'll pass this on.
So I like to leave songs up to interpretation, but I will say that I have a 1-year-old daughter, and that definitely brought out that song and just my relationship with my wife and my daughter and different feelings. But I like to leave, things open to everyone's individual life and interpretation.
Wow.
But yeah, something that's inspired by my family.
It's really interesting you would say that because I felt like the song wasn't necessarily sad; it was nostalgic. I felt a lot. It was emotional. So it's interesting that you would say it's for a child. That makes perfect sense. It's everything you feel. I would imagine. I don't have any children, but just looking at them and everything that comes along with that. And how long ago did you say you wrote the song?
I wrote that song about 4 months ago.
Oh, brand new. That's very cool.
I write a lot processing things, so I've written a few things since then.
That's very cool.
yeah.
So you are taking advantage of the moment. that
Yeah.
A lot of things are coming.
I love writing, yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. What's your daughter's name?
Isla. Isla.
Isla in
yeah.
Spanish. Now I understand.
Yeah, yeah.
So thank you. That is a very beautiful song.
And are you from this area? They mentioned Santa Cruz, but did you
Yeah.
grow up here?
So,
I know your name is from somewhere else.
Well, on my dad's side, from Poland to Israel, and then he moved to Portland, Oregon. I was born in Portland, moved to Santa Cruz when I was 4. So raised most of my life that I can remember in Santa Cruz, and yeah.
That's some European blood there.
Yeah, and I love to travel. I also speak Spanish. My wife is bilingual as well, so a lot of mix of cultures, and studied some music in Cuba. So
Wow.
yeah, I actually had a world music group, Universal Language, that I played with up until about 2000. We kind of put things on the back burner about 2009. So yeah, I play a lot of different stuff.
Wow, man.
That's
So
awesome.
good for you. You're doing a lot of music. I love it. So one day we can jam together, maybe. Sounds good. Right?
That would be
guitar
great.
sounds amazing.
It doesn't. Is that a Takamine?
Takamine, yeah.
That was
Yes.
my first guitar ever. It was like my dad got it for me on consignment. I was like, I need a guitar so I can write songs, and it was very exciting. So I have a soft spot for those guitars. Sounds really good. Thank you so much for your song.
Thank you very much. Give it up for Moshe, please.
All right, let's keep it going. Would you like to present our next?
contestant is Mr. Max Newton.
Woohoo!
How are you doing, Max?
Hi, Max.
All good?
How are you guys doing?
We're great.
We can't complain at all.
Well, I can teach you. So this is a co-write with my 19-year-old self. You can tell it's been a few decades. It's been updated. It was originally just a love song. Now it's sort of a love song. It's called Life. Sometimes I don't care about the world out there. I dream away the days just being free. Frozen butterflies, a stampede the naked skies, and all the other dreamers dream with me, dream with me. But there are other times, and we've all seen the signs. This fairy tale could take a tumbling fall. And if we let it slide and just enjoy the ride, soon enough there'll be no ride at all. No ride at all. Wander in the dark, wonder what to do, hoping I might stumble on to you. city lights shining in the night, but sometimes they don't show us all that's true. Illusions have a way of fading in the haze. Sometimes I think we don't have a clue. We don't have a clue. And I wander in the dark and wonder what to do, hoping I might stumble on to you. We are washed up from the sea. We are washed up from the sea. We are washed up from the sea. We are the light. Oh, we are the love. We're all there is, forever will be. We are washed up from the sea. We are washed up from the sea. We are washed up from the sea. So I don't know if you could hear the voice or not. This thing was really powerful. You might want to turn that down a little bit on the monitor on the guitar.
That was fantastic. Was it loud? Were you? Well, maybe you were just rocking out, Max. Huh?
Podemos hablar en español
Oh,
Excelente.
sí, señor.
no entiende que lo que digo porque es chistoso, ¿sabes?
Micrófono.
He's basically saying, well, I'm just going to translate though. He's saying we could speak in Spanish so that most of the people wouldn't understand. He could talk about everybody. I don't know how I feel about that, Max.
Exactamente. Lo que
Max.
voy a hacer.
Papá, puedo hablar en español todo el tiempo. What you laugh at?
Wow.
Max, you're my
Rico
favorite.
McPato, we call
Right?
that.
Yeah, it's the
Pato
Donald
McDonald.
Duck. Donald Duck.
Anyway, enough of that.
So can you tell us, please, about that beautiful song and about this beautiful guitar? I have the 614 CE. This is like a newer version, right?
This is like 10 years old.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Sounds beautiful.
I like it.
Sounds beautiful when you play it. Love it.
And I love the open chords. You're,
Right, yeah, we
how,
talked about
do,
that, yeah.
do you tune? How do you
It's
tune?
Okay, for those who don't know, this
Please
is
do.
E, that's B, those are both E, that's B again, and that's E.
That's the regular.
And then you can do stuff, well, you've probably heard this before.
I love that.
Anybody recognize that? Or how about, can you recognize who this is by?
What do you say? Do you recognize that? I don't.
Nobody recognizes the first chord from a Joni Mitchell song?
That's Johnny Mitchell.
Yeah. Woke up, it was a Chelsea morning.
I love the sound of that guitar and those open chords. I love it.
That's
Just
wonderful.
wanted to mention that. So
Thank you.
tell us about your.
Can you tell us about that composition, please?
Composition. Well, like I said, I started in 1971 in the summer. It was about a girlfriend who was in Connecticut when I was in Ohio. And it started off, just more like a moaning love song. And then as I got older, I decided that it needed to have some other stuff involved in it. And so I added a couple of things and I changed it around completely. And you didn't actually hear the whole thing because we had to keep it in 4 minutes. And there's some nice instrumental stuff you didn't get to hear
Wow.
because it had to be a radio cut. But yeah,
Did
that's
you-
all. There's nothing big.
Did you start composing with the guitar? Always the guitar?
Guitar,
now?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I can imagine you playing some piano or something. Did you?
I've never played the piano.
Okay. I'm just crazy. Maybe I can imagine you playing the piano.
I have friends who do, and we keep talking about how we're going to maybe co-write, but we haven't done it yet.
Okay, not yet. That's good.
And Max, you're from this area? I mean, I know you speak Spanish. Tell me about that.
Okay. Well, my father kills people for a living, and so we used to.
Okay.
We used to live in Latin America. He was part of the School of the Americas down there. and
Where
so-
exactly?
In Chile.
Yes.
He was teaching torture. So, for those of you who didn't want to hear this, too bad, you just did. And so I got to learn Spanish and become a left winger from watching what our country did in those parts
Okay.
of the world. So
What year was this? What year? were you-
64 to 67.
Okay,
It
that's
was
very cool.
when we first got there. Allende was running against Frey, and he didn't win that time, but he won in 70, and then the coup happened in 73. Also on September 11th, by the way, if anybody, September 11th was a date in it for me even before it was in New York. It happened in Chile the
Wow.
same way.
So you have some stories, a lot of songs.
I got
to be
stories,
written?
yeah, and I don't write that many political songs anymore. Instead, I like get you when you're not suspecting it.
Oh, yeah, you hit.
Just some little political moments.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, whatever. Right.
And
Okay.
are you living in this area still?
I live in Berkeley. There's 3 of us from Berkeley today, at least that I know of. 3 of us.
Berkeley represent.
Yep.
Berkeley gang.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Max, thank you. Give it up for Max, please.
All right. Wow, that is a fancy hat. I love it. Can I borrow that later? Give it up for our next contestant. This is J.C.Tourbillion. Did I say it right? Or is it Tourbillon?
Tourbillon.
Tourbillon. I'm sorry. I tried to get very French. Please.
Okay, sometimes something important happens to you. You have this, something happens, you have to share it with the world. And at that point, you remember all the little details that went when this happened. All the little, you might have noticed something in the window nearby. Anyway, it sticks in your head. And so I felt that it's kind of my mission to spread the news that this song, anyway, it's called Intelligent Design. And it took place at another songwriting event in Kotati. It caught up with me at Kotati, just a slingshot away from the bay, like a bolt from the blue, with a touch of deja vu. One warm evening at the Redwood Cafe. Don't know why I didn't see it sooner. How could I have been so smug not to realize the very thing that I've been searching for was staring me right in the mug? Fear is proof God loves us. Now it seems obvious to me. Well, within my expectations of what a DT should be. You know, can I tune? Is that okay? It sounds terrible to me. Take this off here. I'll go from the chorus. I'm sorry. I just couldn't stand it. Beer is proof God loves us. Now seems obvious to me. Well within my expectations of what a deity should be. And he wants us to be happy. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Beer is proof God loves us. It's how he gets his kicks. He gave birds and bees and other insects the power of flight, adding echolocation for the feeding of the bats in the night. But for Homo erectus like us, he pulled out all the stops. First the malt of the barley, then the yeast and the hops. Beer is proof God loves us. My faith gets stronger every day. There is no other explanation for Lagunitas IPA. Beer is proof God wants us to have a jolly good time. Without his wisdom and his guidance, there's no Dos Equis with lime. He gave tigers their stripes, he gave lions their pride, not to mention the moon, which soon gave the oceans their tide. He gave quaking to aspens and whisperings to pines. And in beer for you and me, the capacity to see more intelligent designs. Beer is proof God loves us. My faith gets stronger every day. The devil doesn't have an answer for Lagunitas IPA. The good Lord wants us to be happy because he's hip and wise and just. The more he gives and we receive, the more I fervently believe he must think the world of us. It happened at a table in Kotati. There was music at the Redwood Cafe. On a sultry summer's eve, my barista's name was Steve, but he left and was replaced by Jose.
All right, give it up.
That was fun.
That was hilarious. I love that
Good.
song.
That is good.
Yeah, I heard it once before, I think, at a competition, and I loved it as much as that time, this time again. So thank you very much. So tell us, it's kind of silly to ask what inspired that, but tell us the impetus for writing the song.
Well, fact is, I'm not a drinker.
Okay.
It's just runs in the family that we're non-drinkers, and but I tried this Lagunitas IPA because I'm actually a bartender, and I tried it just.
So you don't drink, but you're a bartender.
Yeah,
Wow, that's good.
at the Freight and Salvage.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
a great venue.
Yeah, and so I tried it, and I thought, wow, I'm missing something here. This is very, this is tasty. So
that is the
went from there. Yeah.
The muse.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
I think it's a song that everyone can enjoy. I might do a wine is proof God loves us version because I'm a wino, but yeah, that's a really great song. And tell us a little bit about how long you've been writing, where you're from, what brings you to this association.
I'm originally from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
Okay, wow.
And I lived in Calgary, I lived in Vancouver, and I slid down the coast, and I've been here ever since.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what brought you to West Coast Songwriters?
Well, I'm involved with the freight and salvage. I have been for 25 years, and I used to kind of host them at the old freight.
That's right. They're in a new location. Is it much bigger?
It's much bigger. It's a wonderful place, state of the art.
We will have to go and visit you there, huh?
We got to come up there and maybe we'll have a drink.
Yeah. Everybody out there in TV land, you got to see the freight and salvage in Berkeley, California.
All right, we'll give it up one more time. Thank you so much, JC.
Well, our next contestant is Mr. C.R. Burgan.
Look at that.
Hello, man.
Hello. Give it up.
Give
Round
it
of
up,
applause
please.
for CR.
Thank you.
I love your bass. Yes.
That's a
And
beautiful
we're gonna hear some
instrument.
here in a moment, right?
We're excited about
You
this.
got
All
us.
right. We're going to hand the
Here we
stage
go.
over to you, my friend.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. So several years ago, I had the great privilege of joining the fine folks at the Full Gospel Tabernacle in Memphis, Tennessee, as we worshiped with the Reverend Al Green. And it may have sounded something like this. This is called I Heard the Reverend Sing. I was on my way to Graceland to pay my respects to a king. It was a beautiful, warm Sabbath morning when I heard the angels sing. I followed the strains of exultation. There I sat with my hat in my hand as the preacher implored my fine brothers and sisters, let us journey to the promised land. And then I heard the Reverend sing. He lifted his voice to the sky, said, I commend my soul unto thy bosom, Lord, Lord, gonna be there by and by. Oh, yes, I heard the Reverend sing. He lifted his voice to the sky, said, I commend my soul unto thy bosom, Lord, Lord, gonna be there when I die. Oh my, gonna be there by and by. Then the Reverend, he opened up the good book and he started into preaching. God commanded Moses, lead my people. We read in that testament of old. And love thy neighbor as I've loved you is the greatest story ever told. And if you feel downcast by a great burden, remember your Redeemer paid your freight. And with his infinite strength, he will bear you up when you're too weak to carry your own weight. And then I heard the Reverend sing. He lifted his voice to the sky, said, I commend my soul unto thy bosom, Lord, Lord, gonna be there by and by. Oh, yes, I heard the Reverend sing. He lifted his voice to the sky, said, I commend my soul unto thy bosom, Lord, Lord, gonna be there when I die. Oh, my, gonna be there by and by. And then it got real quiet. It was time to pray. And the Reverend, he bowed his head, he clasped his hands, and he closed his eyes. And he petitioned heaven with his meek entreaty, and I felt my spirit rise. He said, my heart is turned to the good shepherd, put my faith and my trust in his word. I pray my soul to keep gonna feed his sheep as I pledge my very life unto my Lord. And then I heard the Reverend sing. He lifted his voice to the sky, said, I commend my soul unto thy bosom, Lord, Lord, gonna be there by and by. I said, I heard the Reverend sing. He lifted his voice to the sky, said, I commend my soul unto thy bosom, Lord, Lord, gonna be there when I die. Oh my, gonna be there by and by. Oh, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there by and by. Amen.
Woo!
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
The Reverend Al Green, yes.
That was great.
I feel like I just
CR.
went to church. That was I'm having a religious experience, CR. That was beautiful. Thank you so
How you doing,
much.
my
That was
Oh,
beautiful. It's pretty warm. It's warm.
No, I am inside.
Yeah, but you were
inside.
rocking out on this beautiful instrument and with this voice that I am a big fan of. I'm a big fan of your voice, and I'm a big fan of the way you carry that rhythm
So
on this
before
bass
asking-
and sing at the
before
same time.
asking
That's not easy
about
to
the
do.
Song, I love this. It's this a fretless, bass.
Yeah, fretless.
Did
It's
you make it
fretless.
or did you get it like that?
I did. I ordered it like this.
Jesus Christ.
That
this
way,
is
I don't have to
beautiful.
tune in the middle of the song. I just slide up to the right note. See?
Yes.
And you call that jazz, right?
So you gotta be very brave to play with a bass because it's kind of you have to groove it. If
Very
not, it's
brave
gonna
and very
be
stupid.
No, very brave in this case.
Thank you. Thank you
I
very
love
much.
your performance. Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you.
So I want to know the inspiration behind the song, and I want to know where you felt that kind of southern, gospel influence.
Yeah, white boy from California, right? How did that happen? Well, my wife and I guess you'd call it like a rock and roll and blues pilgrimage. We took to Memphis, Tennessee, in the Mississippi Delta, and she said, my wife's a fan of R&B and soul, and she says, if we're going to go to Memphis, we should go to church with the Reverend Al Green. And I said, absolutely.
Amen.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when he first comes out and addresses the congregation, he says, how many of you are visitors? And about half the congregation stood up. So he understands he is a tourist attraction. But it was church, and you could tell the people that they're part of the congregation, they're worshiping. And there seemed to be a thing with the little old ladies in their hats. And I'm not sure that exactly they were trying to outdo each other, but there were some pretty nice hats there. Hats like I'd never seen.
Friendly hat competition, I think, is common at the southern churches. So, well, thank you so much. That was wonderful, beautiful song. We look forward to seeing how this competition continues, and thank you for sharing it with us.
Give it up for
All right,
CR.
give it up once again for CR. Moving on to our next contestant, Michael.
John.
Is it Michael? Right? Michael Patch, right?
That's right.
Good. I'm so glad I got it right. Michael, welcome.
Thank you.
We're looking
Thank
forward
you.
to hearing your song. Take it away.
Okay. This song's called Try and Catch Me If You Can. It sounds very playful. And it is about a playful time, but it's also a sad song because it's about a memory of being playful. Come back with me now. Way back when. The first time you cried. I was your man and we would get up and run. With spring coming on, all through the day, you chase me through the sand and I'd say, come on, try and catch me if you can. Try and catch me if you can. If you can. Try and catch me if you can. Oh, don't let go, sing soft, no. I'm still the guy you used to know a long time ago. Hold on to me now. Hold on, my love. You won't suffer long. Just give me your hand and I will look into your eyes till the pain subsides, and we'll remember once again just how it all began when I'd say, come on, try and catch me if you can. Try and catch me if you can.
if you can. Try and catch me if you can, if you can. Come chase me through the sand while I say, come on, try and catch me if you can. Try and catch me if you can. If you can. Come on.
All right.
Wow, wow,
Thank you
wow.
very much, Michael. Come join us over here, please. That was beautiful. You know, I had the pleasure of hearing you. I think it was last month at another competition. You were playing the piano, so you're a
piano, yes. I'm not crazy.
multi-instrumentalist, right?
Wow.
And I had the same feeling seeing you today as I did the first time I heard you play. I feel that your songs are cinema. Can you correct me with that? They're like no, I can't say it. Cinematographic.
Okay.
Yes,
I got it,
there's
I
a
got
word
it.
in there. Someone throw it out. No, it's like I know there's a word.
Semantic.
No, there's a word. It's because there's a word in Spanish. There's cinematographic. I think that's the word in Spanish. It's cinema. I can't even say it.
In Spanish, it's cinematográfico.
That's the word I'm thinking. So I'm trying to translate into English. But what I'm trying to say is I always see a movie when I hear your songs. The same thing happened this time. I pictured like someone on the street and they were running in slow-mo, catch me if you can. And it was the whole, I don't know, I had a whole thing going on. So
I had that idea years ago, and I wrote the first part of the song. And then a movie came out, some of you may know.
Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
That's right, and it really pissed me off because I had my song first.
It was a sentimental movie, maybe?
No, but anyway, I wasn't going to give up my title. So here you go.
I thought of that when I heard the song. I'm like, oh, it would have been perfect for the movie.
Yeah, well, thank you.
So
very much.
how Michael, how do you write the songs? Like, because it's interesting, I love the chord progressions that you use, but it comes for you first the music, the chords, or first the melody or the lyrics?
Well, of course, people do that in very different ways. What I do is I just start noodling, and I see what phrases come out, and in a way, the song writes itself. You know, something comes out of the
So everything
unconscious.
together, it's like
Yeah,
you grab your
kind of.
guitar, you
Yeah.
just...
But I gotta have something musically that
La la la,
inspires it.
something,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
And are you from this area? Tell me about your history with
also
the...
from Berkeley. Well, I live in Berkeley. I'm actually from Southern California, but I've been here. Max and J.C. and I all came up here together, so...
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing how the competition
Wait,
shapes.
what guitar? I'm crazy for
Please.
instruments. Is this a...
It's a Taylor.
Ah, that's why.
Did you
Beautiful,
use
man.
normal tuning too? I was just okay. Just sometimes
Regular.
those fancy tunings on these guitars sound amazing. So it was a
Thank you,
beautiful
Michael.
song. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. Give it up for Michael, please.
Round of applause for Michael.
That was nice.
That was lovely.
Our next contestant is Mr. John Lawrence. How are you doing, John?
Good. How are you?
I can't complain.
You have a fancy Taylor too. We can't wait to hear it.
My
Is that?
God.
It's a sunburst. It's so pretty.
Yes, it's 4 months old. So
It's so gorgeous. Can I play it later?
I'm normally a Martin guy. I mean, you look at my shirt. Martin.
I am a Martin guy as
Yeah.
well.
My strap's
So
Martin.
what's
so
happening there?
I
What's
just felt
going on?
I went in the store and I saw it and I played it and I was like,
This
yeah,
one.
I'm like sold.
I love it when that
Okay.
happens. You fell in love. All right. We can't wait to hear.
All right. So I grew up in the Fresno Valley and joined the Navy in 1996 and was in San Diego for almost 20 years. And I went home and everything changed. So this song is about change. It's called Fresno. Well, I just want you to know, girl, you know I'm right here waiting. Reach out your hand and take mine.
hop in my truck. I'll put my foot down on this pedal, leave this town behind. There ain't nothing here but empty fields. The crop's all gone and we got bills to pay. Oh yeah. No work for a man with skills like mine, running out of money and out of time. Let's go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. About to leave Fresno. Leave Fresno. I know you don't wanna go. All our friends and family live here. The kids, they like their school. Yes, they do. What good will that do if I can't provide for this family? I wanna take care of you, all of you. 'Cause there ain't nothing here but empty fields. The crop's all gone and we got bills to pay. Oh yeah. No work for a man with skills like mine, running out of money and out of time. Let's go. Oh, oh. About to leave Fresno. Leave Fresno. Ain't nothing left in these fields, and we can move south down to Bakersfield. And I can play this old guitar for a crowd. But I don't wanna take that risk, 'cause baby, it's me, you, and these kids. And we got nothing left, it's time to go. We gotta leave Fresno. Leave Fresno. Thank you.
Wow, give it up. That was really beautiful. I have to admit, I didn't think I'd ever say I like a song about Fresno, but it was gorgeous. Thank you. And that guitar sounds amazing.
That was
Can
very
I touch
cool. You
her?
have a very
She's so pretty. Yeah, that was
I thought you
a
were
beautiful
touching his
song.
arm, not his
No,
guitar.
I'm touching.
Okay.
Calm down. I'm just
Yeah.
touching the guitar. She's lovely.
That was great, John.
So tell us about that song. Well, the story seems self-explanatory, but I'd love to know what the impetus was and your motivation for writing it.
So I grew up in a town called Mendota, which is like
Mendota?
Mendota.
Okay.
So it is about 80% Hispanic. And I grew up picking cucumbers on a farm. And when I grew up, there was nothing to do, so I joined the Navy. And when I came back, about 15 years later, there was the drought. And where I used to run, the cotton field I used to run around, was a solar farm. Wow. And the town, a lot of the crops got bought, or the land got bought by the state. So in order to supplement jobs, they built a prison. So just to come back to that is just like, wow.
That's
so,
shocking.
You know, your childhood that you grew up to is gone. So it's a really, you know, I sing it for people, and even when I sing it today, I only wrote the song maybe 4 years ago. It's just, when you think about, you know, things that you grew up to, it's gone and it's not there. It's everybody can relate to that. So I just thought I'd share that. So
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I spent about 11 years out of the country, and when I came back, it was like, you know, kind of that similar feeling of everything's different, but things are still the same. And so I think a lot of people can relate to that. It's very relatable, even though you're painting a very clear picture of the songs. So people can insert themselves into that because everyone's gone through something similar.
That's right. And not only the lyrics, but the music. The feeling is like a nostalgic thing. It's very, very sweet. She was about to cry.
I was
say.
I was not. What are you talking about? You were going to cry. I wasn't
Yes,
going to cry.
me too.
So yeah, the song is very, you know, I do have a lot of friends that it affected, and when they told me their story, I'm like, I gotta write this. This is something that's just, you know, it's in my backyard, and it's something that, you know, I can relate to, and I think other people can relate to. So, you know, that like even here in Santa Clara, you know, I've only lived here a year and a half. I'm sure there's all those people that could get pushed out because of all these techie jobs, and you know, they have to sell their houses because they can't afford it. So it's just the same thing, different story, right?
Yes, yes.
That is going on here, yeah.
In Colombia, we say, can you translate this?
I will try.
El mismo perro con diferente collar.
Oh, the same dog with the different leash? Or
Yes,
no, a
it's like
different.
the
How do you
same
say that? How
story,
do you say
but
that?
somewhere else. So I get you. Can I ask you a
Color.
technical question? I noticed that you don't use a pick. And
I pick and strum almost simultaneously when
that's
I play.
very cool.
So
it's very suited with a
Yeah.
pick would be different, huh?
yeah, exactly. I mean, I can do it with a pick, but I just kind of been my
Yeah,
thing.
it's hard. I can that's very cool.
I also wanted to mention, I feel, I wouldn't necessarily say your music is country, but there's a little bit of twang in there. So I'm just wondering, are you inspired by country artists? Is that kind of a genre that you enjoy listening to, or is it?
That's funny because my mom's from Arkansas, and I became her drinking buddy. I was the youngest out of 7 kids, and a 5-year-old sitting on your mother's lap singing Hank Williams and Johnny Cash and Dwight Yoakam and all these country singers. I learned how to sing with a twang. So even when I went to Nashville and sang, they're like, you have a California accent, but you sing with a Southern accent. How do you do that? And I'm like, that's how I learned how to sing. So I'll sing Goo Goo Dolls, and I end up sounding the same way. So.
Well, that answers my question. Thank you. Well,
That's
thank you
cool.
so much. That was a beautiful song.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Give it up for John, please.
Gary Nobile is our next. Did I say it right?
You did.
All right.
Awesome.
That's our next contestant, and we're looking forward to hearing you. You've also got a nice guitar there, actually, but I'm more interested in your strap.
My strap.
That sounded strange, didn't it?
Yes.
Can I borrow that later, too?
May, along with his pink hat.
I just like to pick something out of every contestant. I got his guitar and your strap, and it'll all look great at the end of the show.
Very elegant, my friend.
You
Thank
do.
you, my friend.
That's very cool.
Individuo.
Yes.
You guys gonna play tonight?
I think so.
I hope so.
I think
'cause
so.
love these
We
guys.
may
They're
just
awesome.
do that. Thank you very much. We're looking forward to
Go
hearing
for
your
it.
song.
Okay, thank you. So I'm Gary Nobile, and I'm going to play a song for you that earlier this year I got engaged. And I was telling people around town about it, and so many times I heard, what'd you go and do that for? And I just kind of was a little bit surprising to hear that. So I had a response, and this is what I came up with. Let's you and me hit the sheets, babe. Let's go down the shades. Turn down that radio dial. You're my Sunday morning undercover girl, lighting up my whole world when you flash me that angel smile. When you look at me with come get me eyes, with the little devil that you can't disguise, you know I ain't going nowhere. You make me a better man. You love me the way I am. My heart is in your hand, so I'll bring the best that I can. You make me a better man. You're the red balloon and I'm the string. I can tell you anything. Your sweet love keeps me hanging on. You lift me up when I feel done. Help me be a champion. It's harder than you let on to make me a better man. And love me the way I am. My heart is in your hands, so I'll bring the best that I can. You make me a better man.
Sunday morning undercover girl, lighting up my whole world. When you flash me that angel smile, you make me a better man. You love me the way I am. My heart is in your hands, so I'll bring the best that I can. You make me a better man. Oh, oh, you make me a better man. Oh, you make me a better man. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, give it up. That was awesome.
Very cool.
So I'm dying to know who that song was for.
That was for my fiance, now my wife. We just recently got married 2 months ago.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Tell us about that. Where and when and...
Where did we get married? We got married in Capitola over here in California. For those of you that don't know, it's on the beach is where we got
Beautiful.
married. It was wonderful. Just, God cooperated. We had wonderful weather, and the best family and friends you can imagine were there.
How beautiful. Did you sing that song at the wedding?
I actually sang at the reception, which
Awesome. She cried.
I cried.
I bet there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
Probably not. I don't know. Keep my eyes closed. So
And when was the wedding? When did you?
August 3rd. That's the
So
big day,
you're
yeah.
a new.
I'm a newlywed.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
welcome to the club.
Yes.
That's true. We got married last year, so he still considers himself a newlywed.
Congratulations. I have an happy anniversary song for you later.
Yes.
Ooh,
yeah.
good. I look
That's
forward
good.
to that. Thank you. So I noticed you were using a looper, right? What was that other pedal? I saw you had a looper, you looped, and then great, fantastic guitar playing over the top. I really liked the licks you were throwing down. And what was that other pedal you had to the right?
The other pedal just allowed me to shut it off. Okay. So it's just off and
like
on. Yeah.
On-off switch.
Yeah, yeah. So I run the looper, play a rhythm section, and then stop the rhythm section. So I play and go back and forth and throw.
That's
lead
a
on top
cool
of it.
looper because I saw it and it's very portable. It's not like these big loopers that everyone that I've seen. It's a little one. Which one is that? It's a Boss or something.
I don't know. I forget.
Okay,
Have a look at it.
I've seen it somewhere, but it's a very portable
Boss,
looper.
Boss.
And I know you use a looper a lot to compose. You'll
too.
you'll just lay down a progression and then kind of start writing over it. Have you ever tried doing that?
Not really. That's not how I write. But whatever works for you is whatever works for you.
Yeah,
you know?
that's that. I agree totally.
I was just curious, but how do you write? What is your inspiration and how do songs normally come in what order for you?
Well, they come in all different ways. In this particular case, I had came up with the line, undercover girl, and I went, I don't like that because I make it sound like she's kind of somebody you're trying to hide away.
Yes.
So I thought, you're my Sunday morning undercover girl. I go, I like that. So I started writing the verse, and that kind
That's
of
cool.
came together pretty quickly. And then what happened was, like I said, people were saying, why'd you get married? Or why are you getting married? And then I came home and I had a talk with my, at the time, fiance, Carol, and I says, what do you think really makes us work? And she's like, we support each other, we champion each other. And it's like, that's right. And I realized that it made me a better person. In fact, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, she gets up and walks away. And I go, hey, I'm talking to you here. And that red balloon and I'm the string, that's what that was all about. She was just, so that was the inspiration behind that particular.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some nice visual moments with the lyrics where you're really seeing what's happening. So it's nice to hear the inspiration behind it. And are you from this area originally?
Born and raised in Santa Clara, California, about a half an hour.
Santa Clara,
actually
yes.
about 30 miles from here, maybe not even
20
that far.
minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on what time of the day.
Yes.
An excellent
An
point.
hour maybe.
How long have you been involved in West Coast Songwriters?
Good question. I say about 6 years now. I started off just doing instrumentals and sitting and listening to a lot of the great artists like are here tonight. I just got inspired and decided, maybe I have something I need to say, and started doing that too.
That's very cool.
I think you do.
Yeah. In Colombia, my country, I wish the first time we came to the United States, it was 8 years ago, and I went to an event and I met Yari and all other songwriters, and since that day I've been in love with the concept of a beautiful, powerful community of songwriters, because it's a very special vibe. The songwriter is not necessarily a rock star or a different. It's very cool because you come with your songs, with your lyrics, with your emotions, with your pain, with
your heart on the table.
Yes,
Yeah.
so
Songwriters are
I love
unique creatures.
Yes, yes.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for your song.
Thank you, Gary.
Yeah,
Congratulations
of
on your
course.
marriage, man. Thank you for your music.
Thank you.
Give it up, please.
All right. Well, we have one more contestant,
we have one more
right?
contestant, yes, tonight, and his name is Mr. Raffy Espiritu.
Espiritu.
Gracias, amigo.
Con mucho gusto,
Con mucho
Raffy.
gusto.
How are you doing, man?
Very good.
I like your hat.
Well, I know you're wearing your hat tonight, so I'm going to match you.
You guys are twins. Did you do that on purpose? You're really cute.
Yes.
You know, we have vibes. We have vibes.
We have
You
our
got the
thing going
memo,
on.
right?
That's right.
You look also very nice, and I would really like to sign your guitar someday.
Not someday, after the show.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there any room? I don't see any room there.
Yeah,
There you go.
there's still room on the
Okay,
back.
Okay, I mean.
All right, Raffy. Well, we're looking forward to hearing you play.
Go
All
for
right.
it.
Song title is If We Want to Be Heard. If we wanna be heard, we wanna be heard, we gonna be together, oh yeah, if we wanna be heard. We wanna have change, we wanna have change. We need to change together, oh yeah, if we wanna have change. All over the airway, full of lies. If you forsake the truth, democracy dies. Let's not compromise. Freedom is our prize. Yeah, yeah. Let's not compromise. We wanna have peace. We wanna have peace. We need to act together, oh yeah, if we wanna have peace. So many people cry for peace. Stop the bloodshed, stop this disease. Only love and peace in our schools and streets. Yeah, only love and peace. Let's make a stand, be not afraid. For far too long we've been overplayed. Let's not let them cause our voice to fade. Time to speak up, be not afraid. So, if we wanna be heard, we're gonna act together, oh yeah. If we wanna be, we're gonna be together, oh yeah. If we wanna be heard, we wanna be heard. If we wanna be heard. Thank you.
Yeah, give it up for Raffy. My friend, that was lovely.
Good job, Raffy. There you go.
Thank you for that beautiful song. Come on over here with us, please. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again.
All right, so let's check out. Okay, I'm checking out the tie, the hat. I love it all. And I'm just trying to figure
She's
out.
a scanner. She
I
has
am
a scanner.
scanning.
Very artistic. Yeah.
I'm
She's a Picasso.
I was wondering. I see that. That's lovely. Well, tell us about that song, Raffy.
Well, we all know we live in very challenging times. And, it's not enough to be watching and just listening. We need to have our voices heard. And, you got, in a few weeks, we can make that happen. So that's about it. I think people relate to that. And, through music, we want to express that sentiment.
I agree. Music has a beautiful power. So I agree. As artists, we have a commitment, right, to talk. So I agree. Is that a 12-string guitar?
Let me count. Oh, it looks like, yeah, it's a 12.
It's 11, 13, 12. It sounds very similar. I love it because it sounds like my father used to play, and that's how I learned the guitar. He plays an instrument called tiple, which is a very folkloric instrument, and it sounds very cool because it sounds like this, very feel. So.
It has a very full sound. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Full.
Yeah, it's nice. Even just, any simple chord rung out, it just takes up, space in the room. It's lovely.
I've seen you playing the piano as well, Raffy. Do you play the piano? I think
Yeah, remember
the first time I saw you, you were playing the piano.
when I played in Art Boutique.
Yes, Art Boutique.
Yeah, so I played the piano, and I think you were judging at that time.
I think we were too. And if I remember correctly, you also wrote a song and presented a song that had to do with, I don't want to say a political topic,
social
but
message.
it was a social message. Exactly. So I'm sensing a trend in your writing.
Yeah, so that's part of it, and the rest of them are really love songs and the lack of it.
The lack of it. I like it. Do you feel any difference
I like that.
when you sit to compose a song, to write a song with the guitar? Is it different than when you sit with the piano? Can you feel any difference in the music?
I think there is. In fact, the song where I won that night, right, was written in a piano, and somehow there are some songs that lend itself to a piano background.
Yes, and it's coming kind of more slower, maybe.
Slower and more, a lot of more ballads are really
Yes,
written in the piano, and I can experiment more in the piano sometimes.
And with the guitar, it's maybe more action, more movement.
Yeah, so true. But it really depends on where you are and the mood that you're having at the time. So I normally when I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I do is just go to the piano and just strike some chords.
I like that.
That allows me to write
start the
something.
day. To start the day.
Do you have a piano in your room or in the living room, or you having your coffee?
Like how crazy
I'm
you
trying
are.
to
How
visualize
crazy you
Raffy.
are.
No, it's in the living room. In the living room, but
Okay.
I always have my guitar in my room. So yeah, sometimes you don't want to go downstairs, and then you already have it with you.
Yeah.
So I play with.
You never know when a cool idea comes, right?
That's right.
That's
And
right.
are you from this area, Raffy? How's your involvement with West Coast, and how long have you been in the area?
My roots are actually in the islands, in the Philippines, and also Hawaii, and so I've been in the Bay Area for almost most of my life. So this is my home, and I got involved through a friend of mine, Jimmy Borja, who came from the same hometown, and so he brought me to a place. I say, Raffy, there's this place where you will be, you'll hear a lot of artists share their music. And since that time, this was maybe 15 years ago.
Wow.
And since then, I frequent the open mics because he encouraged me to. At that time, I wrote a few songs, and he listened to them and he said, Raffy, the place for you is the open mic because you can share your music. And
Cool.
true enough, since that time, I frequent all the open mics in the South Bay, and of course, my involvement in the West Coast Songwriters is really awesome. Yeah. I meet, wonderful people
Cool
like
people,
Yari,
yes.
Linda, Max, so many, artists that share their joy and their pain and their dreams in a very non-threatening environment. And so it's really a cool place to be.
It is. It's a
amen to
wonderful
that.
place
I
to
agree
be.
totally. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you
Raffy.
for your music.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, this has been a marvelous night of music. I want to give a big round of applause to all of our contestants and our judges for joining us.
That was fun.
Give it up for Linda and Yari as well for taking the time to come out here and judge.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate it.
That's a tough one. Now you have a lot of work
yeah,
there.
now comes the important part. You guys have a decision to make, right? So we're going to let the judges deliberate, and we're going to talk to you guys a little bit more. And I mentioned before that I grew up and was involved in the West Coast Songwriters Association, but I didn't really give Maqui a chance to tell a little bit about where he came from.
So I came from Colombia, as I already told you guys. I'm a musician because my family, thank God, they are musicians. So my father, as I told you, played the piano, the guitar, a little bit of flute. So in Colombia, we are all loud, we are all musical. We love party. So that's how I start. But then I realized that I wanted to understand music. How does it work? So I decided to move to Argentina and study music. And that's when we met each other.
Yeah, and we met in 2010. So it's been almost 9 years we've been touring and playing music together. So
I am a very patient man.
He loves to say that. He really does. I'm also patient.
And since then, we have been composing songs, performing, which is what we love, meeting amazing people like tonight. And maybe we can just share some music.
Yeah, we
tonight.
thought it would only be fair, since all of these contestants have performed for us, that we perform for them. So we're going to walk over to the other part of the set and play some songs for you. Thank you. No, we're great. All right, well, we're getting this all set up. I'm going to tell you a little bit about, I'll start out telling you about this song. This is a new song that we just recently launched. We recorded it in Miami, and Maqui actually composed this song, 2 years ago maybe?
Maybe 2 years ago, yes.
We were touring the Bay Area, and we were staying up at this beautiful barn. A friend of the family let us stay there. It's very inspiring to compose up there. It's in the Santa Cruz County area. And one morning he woke up early, which is not typical for him. And I walked out into the barn area. There's like a piano and all these old guitars. It's very inspiring. And he had like the hair everywhere.
Just like Raffy's house with pianos.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
guitars
Raffy's hair. But anyways, his hair was standing on end,
House.
and he looked like Einstein. And I said, "What are you doing up so early?" And he's like, "I wrote a bolero." And I was like, "Really?" You wrote an entire bolero like in one morning? He's like, "Yeah, it came to me." And so I think that you, as songwriters, songs sometimes come in a wave of emotion, or sometimes they take like 3 years. You don't really know what's going to happen. But in this case,
in my case, it never comes. A song never comes like this. It takes days and maybe weeks or months. But this special song came like one morning. It's one of a few times that I have experienced that.
And it's in Spanish, so we'd love to tell you a little bit about what it means, so those of you who don't speak Spanish can understand. It's called Amigo Tiempo, which means my friend time, my dear friend time. And it's basically a conversation with time, personifying time as though it were a friend, a person, and asking time to slow down. Basically saying, look, I've been pursuing you for years. I've been avoiding you for years. Let's have a face-to-face. And if you could just stop for a moment, that would be great. I want a truce. And literally uses the word, dame una tregua, por favor. Give me a truce, please. Stop for a moment. So that's what the song is
because
about.
that's the feeling. I was feeling somehow like time is flying so fast, and I'm having so much fun in this life with this beautiful lady, so I just wanted to stop it some more. So that's the conversation with time. This is called Amigo Tiempo, and it's a bolero.
Amigo tiempo, hace años que te vengo persiguiendo y por alguna razón yo nunca te encuentro. que te conozco bien, pero ya no me acuerdo. Ni siquiera sé tu edad, solo tengo recuerdos que he podido capturar. Amigo tiempo, no tengas miedo, sé que debes continuar envejeciendo. Solo te pido compasión cuando este cuerpo en el que vivo ya esté viejo. Cuando se apague mi voz, amigo tiempo, dame una tregua por favor para un momento. Amigo tiempo, hace años que te vengo eludiendo y por alguna razón no logro esconderlo. En silencio te clavaste en mi piel y en mis huesos. Te entregué mi juventud, tú me diste un consejo. Y hoy camino y miro atrás sin remordimientos, amigo tiempo. Te agradezco cada instante en este cuento. Solo te pido compasión cuando este cuerpo en el que vivo ya esté viejo. Cuando se apague mi voz, amigo tiempo, dame una tregua por favor para un momento. Solo te pido compasión cuando este cuerpo en el que vivo ya esté viejo. Cuando se apague mi voz, amigo tiempo, dame una tregua por favor para un momento.
Thank you very much.
Gracias.
Mi amigo el tiempo, mi amigo tiempo. That was a very special song. Thank you very much for listening. And I think we can perform another one. I want to perform one.
Let's do it. I was thinking it would be fun if we did. Sometimes, you know, since we're a Spanglish couple, well, we speak Spanish at home, but our world is Spanglish. You know, my family's North American, his family's Colombian. And so we thought it would be fun to do a Spanglish song. This is a bolero. For those of you who don't know what a bolero is, it's, I like to say, it's like a jazz standard for those of us who grew up in the Latino culture, right? So like Autumn Leaves or My Funny Valentine. That's what a bolero is. If you grew up in the Spanish-speaking culture, you grew up hearing these songs and you don't even know how you know them, right? So this is a famous one called Quizás. And in English, the version is Perhaps. And so our version is, oh, we got to wrap it up already. Should we sing the song? Sing the first part of the song.
Okay, let's go with the first half.
Let's do it.
Siempre que te pregunto que cómo, cuándo y dónde, tú siempre me respondes. Quizás, quizás, quizás. You won't admit you love me, and so how am I ever to know? You always tell me, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Estás perdiendo el tiempo pensando, pensando. Por lo que más tú quieras, ¿hasta cuándo? ¿Hasta cuándo? So if you really love me, say yes. But if you don't, dear, confess. And please don't tell me, quizás, quizás, quizás. Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right, so our judges are deliberating. I was told to cut it
I
short.
think
Are we
we're
not
ready.
ready yet? Oh, good. When the judges come back in, we're going to have their results, and I'm very excited because it's been a very fantastic evening of music, and we're so happy to be here as a part of the West Coast Songwriters. Oh, those are the results.
Oh my God.
I'm nervous. Wait, I'm going to get
Oh
them.
my God.
Hold on.
So we have best performance and best song of the month, of course.
I don't want you to see.
Should we go first with best performance?
Should we do best performance first? Absolutely. I'm so excited. Okay. Are all of our... Should we wait for the judges?
Maybe, or...
Yari, Linda, Yari, Linda. Well, while our judges are deliberating, I just want to say...
I want to see.
Okay, you can see, but don't show the audience yet because it's a big surprise.
I knew it.
I just want to once again thank the West Coast Songwriters for, being such a wonderful organization for us songwriters, a place where we can get together, we can have community in a very, as Raffy said, a very non-threatening, a very supportive way, and it feels really beautiful and it's inspiring. I actually think I might go to a competition one of these days.
Me too.
Just to try out some new songs. You can't come. Okay, yes, you can. All right, so our judges are back, Linda and Yari, and we are going to announce
Welcome,
the winners
guys.
now.
Okay.
So you go here.
Okay, so let's start out with Best Performance of the Month for the Palo Alto chapter of the West Coast Songwriters goes to Gary Nobile for Better Man.
Yes.
Gary, come on up, my friend. You're welcome. Here, you can speak into this microphone.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you, judges. Appreciate that. I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but thank you.
Here is.
Thank you. Give it up once again for Gary. Yeah.
Well, and here I have best song of the month. Palo Alto chapter is "I Heard the Reverend Sing" by C.R. Burgan.
Yay! Give it up for CR.
Come on, my friend,
with his
CR,
fancy bass
man.
playing.
Congratulations. Thank you.
So here's the gun.
Thanks, judges.
All right, give it up for our judges for making that decision. I know it wasn't easy with so many fantastic songwriters.
That's true.
And give it up for our winners at this month.
Apparently the check cleared.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys very much. Oh, are we taking a photo? Oh, a photo here. Let's go.
We haven't finished, or are we?
Oh, yes. We'll take the photo later. There will be time for a photo op.
Yes.
All right, guys. So we're very grateful to you for coming out. Congratulations once again.
Congratulations, guys.
All right.
Okay,
So how are we doing on time? People that know about time. Are we good? Do we have time for another song? 3 minutes. I'm thinking. Hand me that guitar. Let's see what we can do. in 3 minutes.
hand me that guitar.
Bring it on over here. Let's see what we can do.
So we'll play another song. This is gonna be kind of a bossa nova. It's called Si Me Besas, and that's a song that I wrote for my beautiful wife here, right next to me, just letting her know all the things that I'm open, or I was open at that moment to do for one of her kisses. And it worked once.
Yeah, apparently it worked. I got it right here. Apparently it worked, and it's been working for like 9 years, so we did something right. So I know we only have a couple minutes, but we'll just, if I can get this guitar to make some noise for me, then we will sing a part of this song.
We are ready here.
Hola, ábreme la puerta. Quiero esconderme allá en tu alma para tenerte cerca. Te escribiré canciones bellas para cantártelas, mi amor, cuando nadie nos vea.
Hola, ajusta la puerta. Es
escaparé por la ventana cuando el mundo se duerma. Regresaré con un ramo de estrellas para pegarlas en tu piel y que nunca te pierdas. Y todo esto es lo que haré, y todo esto es lo que haré, y todo esto es lo que haré, solamente si tú me besas. Pasa, enciende la hoguera y sanará nuestras heridas para cuando amanezca. Encontraré la luz perfecta para que nazca la pasión y el temor duerma afuera. Y todo esto es lo que haré, y todo esto es lo que haré, y todo esto es lo que haré, solamente si tú. Y todo esto es lo que haré, y todo esto es lo que haré, y todo esto es lo que haré, solamente si tú. Y todo esto es lo que haré, y todo esto es lo que haré, y todo esto es lo que haré, solamente si tú me besas.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much.